my channel. So today I'm doing a discussion slash review on a movie that has recently come out. And this movie is The Meg. So basically, if you don't know what The Meg is, it's basically kind of like Jaws, if you've seen it, except a bit bigger, if you call a 100-foot shark a bit bigger. So basically, how this movie takes place is there's a underwater rescue taking place, and how there's a huge underwater rescue, and the guy in charge of the rescue, of search and rescue, is basically because there's some big animal that's destroying the sunken submarine. He ends up being forced to leave some of the people that need to be rescued behind in order to get to escape. And every single person that's heard of this thinks that he just was crazy and panicked and just left everyone behind to die. So then it fast forwards to 5 years later. There is a oceanic research lab, or facility, whatever you want to call it, off the coast of China, and it's being run by an oceanographer. And then a guy comes to visit, and he's the one financing this whole thing. And so him and the oceanographer, his daughter, a marine biologist, they basically are sending a submarine full of 3 scientists down to the deepest part of the ocean, at least right near them, because there's basically a cloud of gas that's so cold that no animals that are above it or below it can get through it. So all the animals below it, they have never been above the cloud of gas ever since it was created. So we're hoping to find new animals down there. So the submarine with 3 scientists goes down there. Everyone rides down there safely, and so then as they're taking a look around to see what's what, then all of a sudden their submarine gets attacked, and then they lose communication with the research lab. So then the oceanographer and the marine biologist are forced to call in the rescuer from earlier, and everyone at first that's on board is like, just says no because everyone thinks he's crazy. And so they end up getting him, and while the oceanographer and the financer, or entrepreneur, whatever you want to call him, while the two of them go and get the search and rescue guy, the marine biologist, she decides to just go down by herself and try in the submarine and try to save the people that are trapped. So then the search and rescue guy comes on board, and he also goes down in a submarine to try to save the people trapped. So then both the marine biologist and the search and rescue guy make it down below the cloud of gas, and the marine biologist herself is attacked by a giant squid. So, and just as the squid's about to squeeze the ship to nothing, all of a sudden the squid dies and it gets attacked, and then everyone realizes what's the thing that's causing all of this, and that is, you guessed it, the Meg, or Megalodon, which is basically, if you don't know, it's like a prehistoric shark. It swam in waters back when the dinosaurs were here, and it is huge. It can grow up to 100 feet, and at the moment, they don't know that there have been theories that it's still alive, but at the moment, that is not proven. So, and I'm talking about the real world here, but yeah, so there's a Megalodon living down below, and it is what attacked the submarine. So, and apparently Megalodon is drawn to light. So then Megalodon, so then the marine biologist, she heads back up to the surface since her submarine is damaged. So she makes it back up, and the search and rescue guy, he goes to try to the people that need to be saved. He tries to go and help them, and he ends up getting two of the people, and unfortunately the third he's unable to save because he sacrifices himself to let the other people get out. Okay, I apologize for that, I got interrupted. So basically now that the search and rescue guy, he saved two of the scientists, but unfortunately one and the submarine are destroyed. So then they head back up to the surface, and then everyone is just brainstorming and trying to figure out, now that they know Megalodon is still alive, which is what they should do about it. Should they tell everyone? Should they just leave it alone? Or, because like 3 people just by not even trying to go after it almost died, so they're just trying to figure out what they should do about it. So then all of a sudden, Megalodon just tries to bites the bottom of the research facility, and then he swims off. And then they hear 3 ships that are nearby them got attacked and are completely just gone. So then they get on a boat, and everyone just gets on a boat to see what's going on with the ships, and they find all 3 of the ships, the remains of them, just gone, no one on board, and they see Megalodon swimming around. So then they decide that and they find out that Megalodon got out from the ocean trench. And the reason he did that was because when the submarine breached through the gas cloud, it made a hole for him to swim through and get out of there. So now he is free to swim all throughout the ocean. So now they make an effort to try and kill him, because before he's able to get to the coast and kill who knows how many people. So they try to, at first, they want to shoot him with, I don't know what type of chemical or formula or whatever, to try and kill him in his mouth or in his eyes. So they tag him, the search and rescue guy, he goes out to try and tag him so they know where he is, while they prepare to kill him. He doesn't even go in a cage, in a shark cage. He just swims over to him and shoots him with a harpoon with a tag so that they know where he is. So then luckily he's able to get back to the boat safely. So then they prepare, the marine biologist, she prepares to go in a shark cage and try and tag him, or shoot him shoot him to kill him. And she tries to shoot him with the needle in either his mouth or in his eye. So she goes in, not a shark cage, but like probably the strongest shark cage, and it will not break or bite, or it will not break or crack. So she goes in there, and Megalodon just goes insane. He tries to bite the cage and just destroy it, but he can't. So luckily she takes a shot and is able to hit him in the mouth with the needle. But unfortunately, before it takes effect, Megalodon tries to swallow the cage. Since he can't bite it, he tries to swallow it with a woman inside. But luckily, the search and rescue guy, he's able to go in there and save her, since her air tank was punctured and she was losing air. So luckily, both of them got out, and Megalodon ends up dying. So then they take him aboard, and they basically just string him up like a fish. And then as they begin to make their way back to the research center, just everyone is trying to take pictures with this thing, and I don't blame them. I would do that too if that happened. So, but then all of a sudden, a bigger Megalodon just leaps over the boat, eats the killed Megalodon, and ends up sinking the boat, or just turns over the boat. And everyone is thrown into water. 3 people are killed. The doctor that's on board, one of the guys that was rescued from below, and even the oceanographer, he ends up dying. So then everyone that's left, which is just a few scientists, the marine biologist, the search and rescuer, and the entrepreneur, ironically, they all try to head back over to the research center to regroup and figure out what they should do next. So then the financer, he calls some guys. He says he's going to contact all the authorities to try and go after Megalodon's head. So then he ends up working with the authorities to try and kill him. So unfortunately, they find a large animal, but unfortunately that is not Megalodon. It was just a whale. And then the entrepreneur, he ends up dying as well. And turns out he was lying about the whole thing. He wanted to keep the entire Megalodon thing under wraps so that no one else would get involved. So he ended up dying, and no one else besides people on board the research vessel know about Megalodon's existence. So then they make an effort to try and kill him. But unfortunately, Megalodon is making his way over to the coast to try and find more food. He swims near a beach, and they shoot, and they come up with a plan, and they end up using like whale or dolphin sounds to draw him away from the beach and all the people. And luckily this does work, and they take 2 submarines, both the search and rescue guy and the marine biologist, and they try to just shoot torpedoes at him, but all of them fail. And the search and rescue guy, he comes up with a plan to basically literally use his submarine to cut Megalodon, like literally cut him down the middle. Well, I mean, he doesn't actually cut him down the middle, but he uses his propellers of his submarine to cut Megalodon and make him bleed out. And in the end, he's able to actually get him in the mouth, cut his mouth, and down below. And this attracts sharks like crazy, and they all work together to end up killing Megalodon. And then everything works, and then the movie's over. So now this is my opinions of the movie. I liked the movie. It definitely was not Jaws. I mean, it was kind of like Jaws, but it wasn't like Jaws in any sense at all. It was more or less kind of more comedical and like entertaining, not so much like dramatic as Jaws, but it still had its moments. It was good, great characters, great actors. I love just at some points it was just it had some dramatic points, but then it was basically then everything was resolved with comedic relief. Definitely a good movie if you like sharks. If you like shark movies, or like if you like Jaws or really any recent shark movies like Sharknado or something like that, then this is the movie for you. And yeah, if you enjoyed this discussion and video, give this a like and consider supporting and share this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.